This is Frankie on my own TV station live in Sydney, Nova Scotia. Powerful windstorm is hitting New Zealand right now. They're bringing really strong winds with a lot of rain in coastal areas, a lot of snow in the inland areas of New Zealand, especially up in the mountains. They're bringing big waves crash on beaches, shores in New Zealand, especially in Invercargill, New Zealand. Bringing really strong winds in Invercargill, New Zealand. Down to New Zealand, Christchurch, New Zealand. They're bringing a lot of wind and rain in Greysmouth, New Zealand, Nelson, New Zealand, and the coastal areas of New Zealand, including Auckland, New Zealand, and North Island, New Zealand, Hawke's Bay, New Zealand, New Plymouth, New Zealand, Gisbourne, New Zealand, Hamilton, New Zealand, Wellington, New Zealand. They're bringing really strong winds in New Zealand as of right now. I want everyone in New Zealand to be prepared. Winds are going to be really strong in New Zealand as of right now. I urge everyone to be prepared. New Zealand is going to bring really strong winds as right now in New Zealand. It's going to bring powerful winds in New Zealand. I urge everyone to have your medical kits, emergency kits, flashlights, candles, crank up radio, extra batteries, generators, battery lanterns, and bottled water ready as well for New Zealand. I want everyone in New Zealand to be prepared because the winds are going to be really strong. I urge everyone to stay away from the beaches and don't go near shores. Make sure you have your bottled water ready as well, just in case you lose power, because winds are going to be really strong in New Zealand. I urge everyone in New Zealand to take caution and be prepared. Winds are really powerful since this big huge storm in New Zealand, and cold air come all the way from Antarctica and warm air come all the way from Fiji Islands. That's causing a big storm in New Zealand as of right now. I urge everyone in New Zealand to be extra careful because winds are really powerful. I want everyone in New Zealand to be extra prepared because it's going to bring another storm possible in Auckland, New Zealand next week with high winds and heavy rain once again, because winter starts on June 21st in New Zealand. Because winds are really powerful in New Zealand as of right now. It's going to bring powerful winds and heavy downpours with windy conditions in New Zealand as of right now. If you have anybody living in New Zealand, be prepared for a major storm. Be safe.